Good morning. I'm Jan Bernstein Chargin.
And I'm Andrew Rodriquez.
And you're watching Good Morning Gavilan. We'd like to dedicate today's show to the memory of Mike Davenport, Gavilan College trustee, who passed away late last week. And Mike was a great servant to the community, serving not only as the Gavilan College trustee, but also on the Morgan Hill Planning Commission, being involved with Leadership Morgan Hill and local businesses. He'll definitely be missed.
He'll be remembered fondly.
And with that, it's hard to start the week with sad news.
Yeah, it's not usually the way to start off a week. It's not the way one wants to.
No, it's good to remember the the people and but also the things that they're working here for. And
absolutely,
we've got a lot going on campus, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. How has your semester been going so far?
It's still going.
Yeah,
it's still going, hanging in there.
Getting into that middle part with projects coming due and things like that so far?
Yeah, just finished a project actually in my accounting class. Just finished a midterm in statistics. So yeah, we're the ball keeps rolling.
Right, so I remember you had a very quantitative type semester set up for yourself.
Quantitative, it's a great bit of terminology there too, because that's actually statistics terminology, so it's kind of funny. But yeah, I don't want to think about that stuff right now.
All right, let's not think about that stuff right now.
What's going on with the Student Center right now? What's up with that?
Okay, you've been up there. If anybody's been up to the Student Center, you'll notice that half of it is blocked off, and looks like there's some construction going on. What happened is that over break, while changing out light bulbs, one of our maintenance crew noticed that there was a crack in one of the supporting beams. So we called in a structural engineer. They inspected the entire building, decided to just shut off that one wing, and right now there is a plan that has to be approved by state architects, and then we'll have permanent construction done over the summer. So there'll be some, the building can be repaired, and it will be, but that wing of the Student Center will be shut down for the rest of the semester. So that's kind of sad for everybody who liked the pool table and the TV lounge area, but it will be back next year.
Well, it better be safe than sorry,
Yes.
A structural integrity issue is not something you want to mess around with.
Exactly. So we caught it in time, we'll have it fixed, and we'll have the Student Center back to its old self.
Great.
Okay. We've got one of our big annual events coming up.
Yeah, Bach to Blues.
Bach to Blues. And it sells out every year. Tickets are on sale now. You can get them at the Gavilan College bookstore, Morgan Hill and Hollister sites, and Booksmart in Morgan Hill, and Music Tree, and Porcella's Music here in Gilroy. We are going to take a look at Bach to Blues from years past, and then later we'll talk to Albert Marques, who's our music instructor and can tell us a lot more about it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been a part of the Bach to Blues thing before.
Have you? What have you done?
I've been involved with the Gavilan Choir here for a few years.
Okay.
So I've sung with them, and they do a thing in the Bach to Blues concert every year.
Yeah.
I know the South Valley Symphony does as well. So the South Valley Symphony has their hands full because I think they've got a concert coming up as well.
Oh, okay. So do you stay involved with the symphony? Are you involved with that?
No, I'm not. I'm not involved with the symphony. I don't play any instruments except for my vocal cords.
Well, your
That's
vocal
about
cords.
it.
Okay, well, good. You're not going to be performing this year.
No, I'm not. I didn't have the time.
All right, with all the math and statistics.
A little more homework than
all
my schedule will allow for choir this semester, but maybe next semester. We'll see.
All right. Well, maybe you'll get to go and enjoy it from the audience this year.
Possibly.
Never know. All right, let's take a look at Bach to Blues.
Y me engañaba si no llevaba rosario ni libro, como rezaba. Si no llevaba rosario ni libro, como rezaba. It's gonna hurt me so. I gotta tell my mama, I'm gonna talk to my papa too. Hallelujah. Oh, we're gonna bring it down and talk to you now. Hallelujah, baby. I hope you don't mind if I go to church on Sunday morning. Hallelujah, y'all. I don't mind if I
my knees and shout hallelujah. I know, you know that I know. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're collecting for our new building.
Great. Well, welcome to our studio, Albert.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. That was Albert in the Bach Blues clip with the flamenco.
That's right.
Is that what you'll be doing this year?
I think this year it's going to be a little bit different. This year I'm going to start off with some solo guitar. And sometimes I bring the band. Every year we try to do something different. Just, you know, we're the same people, but we try to do a different act. So I'll start off with some solo, and then no dancer this year.
Okay.
We'll be doing pretty well-known jazz standard piece. It's from Chick Corea. It's called Spain. We're going to do that. And then after that, we're going to go to Cuba and do some a tune from, there was a movie, a documentary, the Buena Vista Social Club. I don't know if you remember it. We're going to be doing a tune from that album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, before we get a little bit more into the music, just for some of our viewers who may not have seen you, met you before, who are you? Tell us a little about yourself.
My name is Albert Marques. I pretty much grew up in Gilroy for most of my life. I moved to Spain. I was there for a number of years. When I came back from Spain, I went to Fresno State, got a chance to study with some pretty amazing people there, and got a job here at Gavilan College. It was great because I actually went to Gavilan College. Yeah, so
you missed that part.
Yeah, I did miss that part,
What did you study here at Gavilan?
Just general ed. General ed. And, you know, I had fond memories of Gavilan. I had some great instructors that had a huge influence on my life. One of them was Art Junker, and the other one was Tony Reese, who is now a board member.
No kidding.
And they encouraged me to go on, and I did. And then I was able to come back. It's been great.
So what was it like to come back as an instructor to the same place you had attended as a student?
You know, it was fun. It was cool, and it was, I think when I came here, I was probably the youngest instructor on campus. Now I'm probably one of the oldest ones. But at the time, it was really cool. It was special, and I was very proud and very happy to come back and teach. And I remember when I came back, not a lot of people knew me, and I can remember it was in the library, and one of the employees chewed me up because I didn't sign in as a student when I was actually an instructor here. But yeah, it was good. It was great, and I've been happy. I mean, it's my dream job. I love it here.
Now, you teach two different disciplines, unlike many of our instructors.
Well, yeah, I teach. It varies. Every semester it varies. I was hired as a Spanish instructor, and then I got into the music program because being a flamenco guitar player and classical guitar player, I got the opportunity to teach. We did the music ensemble, which was great. And then in addition to that, for about 3 or 4 years, I was the men's soccer coach. So I belonged to a bunch of different departments here. And it was fun, but it got overwhelming. I was just wiped out.
Yeah.
You know, I would teach Spanish, then I would do the music ensemble, and then from there go straight to practice, and then come home, and it was just wiped out.
Right.
So I think next semester I think I'm going to be teaching the guitar class, one of the guitar classes, which I'm really excited about doing. This will be my first opportunity to teach that. And so yeah, I mean, good things. Yeah.
Now, is it going to be a class for people who already have a lot of familiarity with the guitar?
I think it's going to be one of those classes for anybody. I think if you're a beginner, you could come. I think if you're advanced, you could come. Anybody. One of those things when you teach a class like piano or guitar, you have to look at every individual and see where they are, because there's a lot of guys that come and already know how to play. Some guys have nothing. You know, people that's their dream to learn how to play guitar. So you have to look at each one and kind of tailor a program for all of them. You know, apart from the stuff that everybody needs to learn, right? You like some scales. You're going to go over some theory, but. Everybody's going to want to learn a different piece, different material. Okay. Yeah.
How about how many students will be in the class?
I have no idea. It's first time teaching it. I'm guessing 25, 30.
Okay. And do students have to own a guitar?
Yeah. You're going to have to bring a guitar, preferably acoustic guitar, but I'm sure there's going to be some electric guitars coming in, and that's fun. We'll work with that too. I think that'll be fun.
Okay, good. That sounds like an interesting class.
I hope so. We'll find out. Yeah.
Okay, now before that comes up, we've got your summer class in Spain.
Summer in Spain, yeah, that's another thing I do that keeps me really busy. So we go to Spain sorry, got a little lost there. We go to Spain usually once every 2 years. And last year we went, and because of the travel warning to Mexico, Gavilan College is not allowed to go to Mexico. So my colleague David Perez and I decided, well, probably we'll just go back to Spain this year. And sure enough, that's the plan. So last year Spain, this year Spain, and we're talking maybe Costa Rica for next year. So yeah, just to kind of mix it up. I think Costa Rica would be a fun place to go. I love Spain. I know for years, when I first started teaching here, we always went to Mexico. We started in Cuernavaca, and then we went to Zacatecas. And Zacatecas is a great city. It's a lot of fun. But for me, I wanted to try something different. And so I proposed Spain, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy because it was a lot more expensive. And at the time, you didn't need a passport for Spain, or not, excuse me, Mexico, but now you do for Spain. So we tried it, and it was hugely successful. We sold out. We actually had to turn students away. And every year, it's been that way. We average about 25, 30 students that go to Spain. And they study for a month. And the whole experience is exciting. It's scary for them at the same time, but it's, I think really in the last couple of years with Facebook and internet and smartphones, it's changed in the fact that everybody stays connected now.
Right.
Before it was like you'd spend a month with 25 people and then you would never see them again. Now everybody stays connected all the time. And interestingly enough, people have had so much fun that I have students that are going back for the third, fourth, fifth time.
No kidding.
Yeah, they just love it. They love it, and they go back. And I remember one student, I won't mention any names, but the mom was really worried about the student and expressed some concerns. And that student was probably had the best, most crazy, wild time of his life. Learned a lot of Spanish, went on to become he's in a master's program in Spanish. And he met people from all over the world. And here's a guy that never really left this area to all of a sudden, every opportunity he has, he's traveling. He went to Iceland, he just went to France, he's just everywhere and going back to Spain this year.
You got the bug.
Yeah, you get the bug, you get the travel bug, and once you get it, you just go. And it's, I think for me, I had the opportunity when I was younger to live in Spain, and that changed my life. You know, I just love to travel, I love to meet people, I love to meet, and learn about different cultures, and that's what happens in Spain. And the other thing about Spain is it's not that much of a culture shock.
Okay.
You know, they live the way we live. They do things a little bit differently than the way we do them, but it's not that much of a culture shock. And our students immediately are able to adapt and just fit right in.
Now, how do they get, how does the program help them get immersed in Spanish culture?
Well, it's interesting because the students ask the same question, and when I explain to them what they do, they kind of freak out because you literally hop on a plane in San Jose, San Francisco, and some choose to travel with me, some travel by themselves, and you end up in Sevilla, Spain, and if you speak Spanish, you tell the taxi driver where you're going. If you don't speak Spanish, you hold out a piece of paper with the address. Okay. And you drive through the streets of a place that you've never been to. He drops you off, he points at a door, and you walk to that door, and you ring a bell. And some lady will answer the door, and before you could say, yo soy whatever, they buzz you in, and you just show up at some stranger's house. And the people there don't speak any English. Okay. And a lot of our students have limited Spanish, so it's intimidating, it's scary, you're tired, you've been up for 24 hours, you don't know what to expect, and that's the beauty of the program. And people freak out, but once they do it, they said, man, that was the best. Okay, so that's a great way to start a program.
Really? The student goes and lives in the Spanish home?
So a student lives with a Spanish family.
Okay.
Like I said, the Spanish family doesn't speak any English, but when you need to communicate, you find a way to communicate. And we never have had a problem. I don't anticipate problems. And sometimes the students will have a roommate.
Okay.
And that roommate could be somebody from Gavilan College, or it could be somebody from Germany, from Iceland, from Switzerland, from Japan. You just never know. And you live with the family. Some people choose to spend a little bit more, get their own room. Some people will double up. And the family provides you with breakfast and lunch. Now breakfast, if you've ever been to Europe, breakfast, there isn't much to breakfast, right? Some bread, maybe some jam, some juice.
Right. Lunch is their big meal.
Lunch is the big meal, yeah. So, lunch, you you do your breakfast, you go to school, and then we're at school for about 4 or 5 hours every day. After school, we get out, and usually the whole group, the Gav group, we get together, we talk, we make plans for the evening, and everybody goes home, does lunch, big lunch, right? And then after lunch, the best thing about Spain is you get to take a siesta. And you do a siesta, you probably sleep from about 3:30 to 5:30. And then you probably will get up, do a couple things, and then you'll shower around 8 or 9. And then we usually meet around 10. And 10 sounds late, but it's not even dark yet in Spain at 10 o'clock. So we usually meet right in front of the cathedral in Sevilla, which is this beautiful building, and right next to it is La Giralda, which was built by the Moors. And so we meet there every night, and then as a group we decide what we're going to do. And some people will go to a flamenco concert, some people go to jazz, some people will see a play, some people will do dinner, some of the younger people will go dancing. There's a lot of American institutes that also send their students there. So the younger crowd finds them and they go do their thing and they have a lot of fun. Sevilla is a really safe city, and that's another reason why we picked it. And so when these kids, like I said, kids, our college students go out and do the nightlife activities, I feel pretty safe. You know, I feel very comfortable that they're safe. We've never had an incident. And so usually what I'll do is I'll go hang out with 30 and over crowd, and we have our secret hiding places. We don't want the younger students knowing where we are, and we just have fun. We socialize. We'll have some tapas, which is the food. Maybe we'll drink some wine or soft drink. And then usually around 12, everybody goes home, and then I make the rounds to check on the younger students to make sure everybody's safe. And then maybe I'll go dance for a while, or maybe I'll just go home, or it all depends. Every night's different. And then, you know, usually, because if you've never been to Spain, Spain is like one of the best cities ever. Spain is a country where it's all about getting out, being social, doing things. And it's not to say it's better or worse, it's just different. Here in the United States, I think typically we go to work. When we're done with work, we go home, we fix dinner, we watch some TV. Versus in Spain, you get off work, you immediately get your family and you go out. And everybody gets together and they do tapas. Tapas are small portions of food, and everybody does that. And so you'll see on a work night till 12 or 1 in the morning, just families and just tons of people out on the streets. And that's one thing that I love about Spain, that everybody gets out. They have the outdoor cafes, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And for our students, they look at it and they really appreciate it. And for a month, and then when they come back, it's 10 o'clock here at night, and there's, you know, everything's kind of closed down. So it's different. It's different. Not to say it's better, not to say it's worse. It's just different, and those are some of the experiences that students bring back with them.
Right, yeah, it's always a really unique experience to get to go to another country. I know when I was in high school, I got the opportunity to go to Japan and stayed there for a few weeks. And we sort of did the same thing, where we kind of paired up 2 students to 1 family, and we stayed in the family's house. And it was interesting because most of the families didn't speak that much English. So it was quite a bit of a culture difference there, but like you said before, you do find ways around that, and you find ways to communicate that, you know, kind of universally they cross over different barriers, and you can find a way to understand each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's part of the adventure of doing those things.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to go back. It was a great experience. Got to see a completely different culture. Their cities are so cool. We got to go to Tokyo, and Tokyo at night is just fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard very clean country too.
extremely clean. I didn't see a single bit of trash on the ground the entire time I was there.
Yeah.
No trash, you know, here, every now and then, you know, in parking lots or sidewalks, you'll see gum on the sidewalk or something. You don't see any of that there.
Sure, yeah.
And almost everybody in Japan smokes, but you don't see any cigarettes on the ground either.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It really is incredible.
Yeah, that's the beauty of traveling, to see the way other people live.
Right, and bring those memories back.
Yeah.
Now, you'd mentioned that people, you know, have been kind of repeating the summer program.
Yes.
Does this mean that there are different levels of Spanish taught?
Yes. So what happens is you could do a conversational class.
Okay.
Up to a class for native speakers.
Okay.
And depending on what you want to take and how hard you want to work. If you take a
Right.
conversational class, it's pretty relaxed. You just go through the program. If you take something that's transferable, apart from the program in Spain, there is take-home work. And it's kind of independent study, and there's quite a bit of work you have to do.
Okay.
So we've had people with 0 Spanish to native speakers go.
Okay.
We've actually had people from Mexico that have been here for a couple of years that want to go to Spain, and they do it. And part of it is for the experience, and part of it is it's very affordable. If you were to do a trip for a month on your own, you would probably spend double the amount of money.
Okay.
And so I think it's a win-win for everybody. It's very affordable. It's a great experience. You go with Gavilan. It's an established program, and so a lot of people choose to come with us.
And you can earn up to
5 units.
Yes,
yeah.
transferable.
Transferable units, yes. And we've had people from all over California. We've had people from out of state go with us. We had a student from Arizona State a couple years ago go. And yeah, so it's open for everybody. We've had retired people. We have police officers, firefighters, doctors, nurses, students, you name it.
All right. Well, you know what? We hope that people know when they need to get in. What's the time you have to decide by?
For us, it's really about, after we get to about 25 students, we cut it off.
Okay.
So right now we're about 15 students. I think we'll get to 10 probably within the next 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully.
Okay.
And then we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't delay.
Don't delay. I think if
you're
you're interested in
this.
coming, talk to me. Probably the most important thing would be get your flight, because the longer you wait, the higher that flight goes.
Okay.
And that could get very expensive.
So you book the flight on your own.
Book the flight on your own, yeah.
Okay. And then you'll furnish people with the little card for the cab driver.
That's right.
Okay. And then the fun begins.
That's right.
Okay. Well, that does actually sound really good.
It's a blast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much for being here.
Sure.
We appreciate your taking the time to
Sure.
visit the studio. We'll see you in Bach to Blues
Okay.
very shortly. And then we're going to go to some slides with some upcoming events here at Gavilan.
We have the Veteran Student Voices coming up. This is Thursday, March 8th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Business Building, room 103. There's going to be free food for student veterans. They're going to introduce VRC and services offered, introduce the Mobile Veterans Center. For more information, contact the DRC, Fran Lopez, at 408-848-4871.
Okay, South Valley Symphony performs music for the young at heart. Saturday, March 10th at 4 p.m. in the Gavilan College Theater. Check the South Valley Symphony website for ticket information, www.southvalleysymphony.org.
And we have the Bach to Blues coming up, as we mentioned before. This is going to be Saturday, March 17th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are going to be sold at the Gavilan bookstore here, Porcella's Music, and the Music Tree.
And the Gavilan College Cosmetology Department presents their annual Spring Style Show and Scholarship Fundraiser, Puttin' on the Ritz, March 23rd in the Gavilan College Theater, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale from any cosmetology student for $5 each. Oh, and here's the Study in Spain. Okay, from beginner to advanced, learn the language and culture of Spain through the incredible summer program, Study in Spain. It goes from June 4th to June 29th. You go with Albert Marques for this 4-week program, earn up to 5 units in Sevilla, Spain. For more information, call Albert Marques at 408-848-4794. Okay, we are back.
We are.
And, you know, the Bach to Blues concert features a young performer. It has, of course, all of our Gavilan College faculty and the choir and everybody, but it also has the winner of the Marian Felice piano competition. That was held last weekend here at Gavilan College. We had about 40 contestants, amazingly talented young people who compete, and they prepare a piece, and there is a junior division, a senior division, and a festival. And the winner this time, Lee Shea, will be performing at Bach to Blues.
That should be really interesting to see.
It will be, and we'll get a little preview right now.
Let's take a look at that.